What's up, y'all? It's Leesky, man. Some of y'all know me as an artist, but I'm starting just to chat, like just we finna talk, you know? I'm gonna be honest, I had recorded like 10, 15 minutes of shit, and y'all was rambling. I need to find some order in what I'm trying to talk about. We're gonna switch over to this type shit. It's kind of hot in here, so if you see me sweating in this motherfucker, just know, you know? I think life is crazy because as I'm recording this, like I see people like liking my story as far as what I'm doing like with this. So I think I'm gonna just do it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna try to make some sense on here because my mind is very everywhere. You feel me sometimes. So we're gonna start to try to get some topics. We're gonna start to get some things to speak on. I'm gonna start asking folks to get my opinion. I mean, shit, it's just an opinion. First, I want to talk about finding peace and balance inside chaos. I've dealt with that a lot, trying to find it, you know? Because in my mind, I'm an overthinker. People call it ADHD, anxiety, whatever you want to fucking call it. I got that shit, okay? So my mind be everywhere all at once. And I be OD aware, and I'm very empathetic to a lot of shit. So all my empaths that know that you can feel what others is going through, you know, you can feel that shit. Just know, like, we relate. So as far as like many things that go on in the world, I'm gonna try not to say too much about certain things because it's, you know, algorithms, shit like that. Finding peace and balance inside of chaos. What helped me, first, finding a connection to God for real. And I don't mean like I'm not religious or anything like that. I'm spiritual, but very realistic at the same time. So I need shit to make sense, you know, for me at least. I know a lot of things align with you in a moment, you feel me? But when you know something's really good for you, you know. So like, just there's that. You gotta realize that whether we like it or not, things are going to happen. To us, to others around us, it's going to happen. Chaos is bound to happen. Chaos is what moves things. Chaos is what helps things get today. It's like that little push. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna know you can fly till you get pushed off that cliff. Not realistically. Do not think you can fly. You feel me? But chaos is that push in life, you know, to get you to your next moment or your next door or whatever it is. So be thankful for it. That's why you have to find the peace and the balance, because you gotta learn to be appreciative of everything, the bad, the good. You take the good with the bad, as you have to be appreciative of it. And when I mean appreciative of it, I don't mean you have to be like, oh my God, like, thank you so much for taking something from me or whatever, to this higher power or whatever in life, the universe. Like, thank you so much, universe, for teaching me this lesson in the worst way possible. Like, I mean in the sense of appreciate the lessons, appreciate what you learn, what you can learn in the situation, because there's lessons to be learned in almost everything in life, you know, but you just got to be aware. And and to be honest, it's just how you go about them after that, you know, like learning your lesson, if you learned the lesson, because I know it's hard. Me personally, I've missed a lot of lessons, and then still thinking about them down the line, you pick it up and be like, man, damn, I should have did this, I should have did that. It's natural, it's all in our nature. But I really don't have like no solutions for nobody though. That's what's crazy. I don't be having solutions, but because there's really no answer to this life. You know, there's really no answer to anything. I don't care what nobody says. There's really no answer, because everything is situational. There's always something that contradicts this. There's always something that goes against this. So, or there's always another way to play something, or there's always another way to look at something, you know? So I feel like there's no right or wrong way to go about life, to be honest, as long as you're going in the right way that you feel, you know what I'm saying, that you and nobody else. Because shit, you only get one life, bro. You can't trying to confine and confine yourself to somebody else's way of living, it's just like insanity or something, bro. Cause I don't care nobody say, you always gonna think in your head, like, man, am I doing what's right? You know, for me, not in the sense of a higher power or anything. Am I doing what's right for me, for my soul? Do I trust everything that I'm doing right now to get me to my higher self? And if you feel okay, then shit, cool. You can't move with regrets. Can't move with regrets. Finding the balance and the peace that you desire in chaos is about not living with regrets. Because me personally, when I made a lot of decisions in life, and the only thing that made me feel an imbalance was really just continuing to think about things that I should have accepted, you know what I'm saying, or that I should have moved on with, you know what I'm saying, because the past is the past. We can't change it, you know what I'm saying. The past is the past, but in the future is not promised, you know. So I feel like everything we do in the moment is what it is, you know what I'm saying. The present moment, always being present. That's another way I feel it could be a solution. Because sometimes shit be fucked up in the moment, you know? So I know, like, it's hard to, like, when you're in the present, it's like, man, like, sometimes all I want to think about is the future. Because I know things are going to get better. Because right now, things ain't cool. You feel me? But I feel like just finding your peace in the moment reassures, like, whatever you want to happen in the future, you know? Because, like I said, it's not promised. And the past is already written. So make sure that whatever you want to leave in the past, you're okay with it staying there. That's why I say you're okay with it staying there. I'm not saying you can't, because like I said, everything in situation is no right or wrong way to go about things, and nothing. I feel like the past is written. You can go back and touch on these things. Like think about it as a book. You write your first, second, third chapter, and it's written. It's already there. It's cool. You know, cool. You get to the sixth chapter, or you get to that fourth chapter, that fifth chapter, that sixth chapter, and you're like, man, you start to rethink things in those last three chapters, and you're like, man, let me touch on these again. Let me really self-reflect. Let me really have a mirror talk with those thoughts or those ways I was moving in. And sometimes your people will realize that how they think and what they think they align to, or what you used to align yourself with, that they don't go with each other anymore. You know, everybody changes, you know, and if you're not changing, you're not doing something right. Now, I'm not saying change up, like switch up on nobody or say fuck everybody, like as soon as you start getting on a different wave, but like I feel like you should change, you know. Because if you're not evolving, if you're not working on yourself, you're not doing something right, you know? You're not doing something right. But it's okay to be stagnant in the moment. But I say, always be moving towards something. Like me, I'm just starting to record right now. Like, Lord knows I done dabbled in every single lane. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping yourself moving. Keeping yourself moving, that's really all it is, bro. I ain't gonna cap. And y'all gonna learn with me. I got a lot of things on my mind. I have a lot of knowledge on different things. But as far as talking to this camera and putting it out, I gotta start like writing or something. But yeah, let me get back on topic. Finding that peace and balance, it's really just about staying on your path, bro. No cap. And really, there's, just to speak on this, I don't care what you believe in, to be honest. I know I come off as a very opinionated person. I try to, if you know me for real, I might come off, at least on the social media aspect, I might come off as like as a dickhead sometimes. I'll say that. Just being honest, you know, just being honest. Sometimes I might say too much or I might do too much sometimes. It's okay. I can accept it. I don't care what you believe in. But as long as you're getting a message, you know, I feel like where people go wrong is when you start to worship or take a liking to the person and rather than what they're saying and how they go about things, you know, because whoever it is, whether any of these prophets that happen in history or that are part of this theology or mythology, they all have a message, but a lot of times people kind of take the person over the message, and that's what messes things up, you know, because in reality, somebody can give you advice, somebody can tell you how to move about things and tell you how to go about things, but in reality, it's all about you and those talks you have with yourself and how you feel about things and how you truly, wholeheartedly and honestly feel about whatever it is. And that's just what a lot of things like that I just started to think about and started to go about. Just it changed my way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And like in later videos, we gonna touch on these things. I ain't gonna lie. I had to switch the setup. It was hot as hell back there, literally. But I want to get back on topic of finding peace and balance inside the chaos. I hope that shit is not too loud. I'm gonna try to be as loud as possible. But I feel like finding that peace and balance is also taking a step back from a lot of things, you know? And as far as taking a step back is to, a lot of times chaos seems big up close, you know what I'm saying? It's like this. It seems big up close. But when you pull back, this shit don't be as big as it seems, you know? A lot of things don't be as bad as it seems is when you take a step back. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of look at it from a farther distance. You know what I'm saying? Everything is perspective. You feel me? The closer you are, the bigger it seems. The farther you are, the smaller it seems. My bad, nigga. Storage is terrible. We gonna hope and pray that this shit do not keep stopping, or else we might be assed out. Or I'm gonna figure out some way to do it. Because I'm gonna post this shit. I gotta start taking these risks. I gotta start doing this shit for real. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I'm gonna try to not go in so heavy on things and kind of just give people stuff to think about. A lot of things are smaller when you take a step back. You feel me? So problems, anything that you're dealing with in life, I think if you give some time, put some space between you and your issue or whatever it is, and see how things change. And then maybe not saying you take a step back and forget. I feel like you should just take a step back and think about it, give it some time, and come back. And if you if you get into that situation where you're taking that step back and you ain't picking shit back up and shit, fuck that shit. You just live with it, you know? There ain't nothing wrong with it. Shit happens, shit changes, you know? It's okay. As far as things I've gone through in my life to get to like a level of transparency and balance, you feel me? Because I know I still suffer with a lot of things that I go through, like with myself. We all fight battles we don't talk about. But to find some peace in those trials and tribulations is just like being appreciative for everything, bro. And even when you can't show it in the physical level, you know, as long as you up here with it and you thinking like, oh yeah, like I'm thankful for everything around me. I'm thankful. I love everything around me and I appreciate everything around me. As long as you keep that here, you good. But I will say it does translate into the physical and the things that you do day to day. Because you might think positive thoughts, it doesn't necessarily translate into positive actions. So not all the time, at least, you know, because a lot of times people think they're being positive and it comes off as like you're too overly like aggressive with things. If you have an aggressive approach with things, it's hard for you to get to people the right way, you know? It's very, very hard because you're always going to be misunderstood. I don't care what nobody say. If somebody gets it, there's always going to be somebody who feels like you're doing too much or you're being over aggressive, you know? And that's okay. I'm not gonna lie, we all need those type of people. You know what I'm saying? You have to be appreciative of those type of people that are overly aggressive with the way that they go about things, because it's the brutal honesty for one, and it's just like they're not giving you the runaround. You know what I'm saying? You have to appreciate those type of people, you know? It's all about the approach though. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the approach. If you don't take a good approach to things, it could fuck up your landing, you know? Even me myself, I be tripping sometimes. Lord knows I be tripping. You know what I'm saying? So just working on the approach and constantly just working on yourself, bro. To be honest, bro. Work on your approach and work on these little details and shit. But, bro, just work on yourself, bro. And try to get to your higher self, bro. Like, whatever it is, thinking, like, get the hate out your heart. I struggle with that sometimes, bro. Like, I hate a lot of things in life as far as the negative aspects of things that happen. You know, you feel me? Like, I'm aggressively positive in a sense of wanting more, you know what I'm saying? Wanting more positivity, and you're in alignment to what you say you're doing, or what you want to do in life, and chaos comes, you have to know how to go about it. It's like when the winds pick up, you can stand there and fight the wind. You can sit there, and then rain starts going and hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever, you can sit your ass right there and try to fight it. And keep faith in whatever it is that's got you in that moment to fight that storm. Or you can adapt. You can get in the wind. You can go with the water. You can go with it. You know what I'm saying? And still remain the same. If that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can sit there and stand that rain and sit there and be stubborn and hold firmly into what you know, and you're going to endure all that shit. It's gonna be yeah. You feel me? You're gonna endure all that shit. If you just go with the move, it's not better, but it helps. You know what I'm saying? Because change hurts. I don't care what nobody says. Change hurts. When you're being pushed in that wind and you're going with that flow, you're gonna hit waves, you're gonna hit rocks, you're gonna crash sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about how you keep moving. You feel me? And you have to keep moving. I used to be a person that stood firmly on how I believe and how I move with things, and like, nigga, this is me. Can't nobody tell me anything different. When in reality, once you do the research and you start to look into yourself, you feel me? And be like, okay, I feel this way. How do other people feel? And how can I get an understanding of others' perspective and my own, and find a balance and find a middle ground. Once you start doing that type shit, you'll realize like you'll become a more dynamic person. You know what I'm saying? And it's not in a sense you should be striving to be something that you don't want to be, because not everybody wants to like fucking adapt to other ways other people believe, and I understand it. You feel me? But I would say it's okay. You have to acknowledge it and find peace with it, because if not, whatever it is in life, you have to acknowledge it and find peace with it. Those are two things that you have to do with anything in life and any decision that you make, because a lot of people fail to acknowledge things and they never make peace with things, and you'll never be able to move on. And it's like insanity. Insanity is like a repetitive action that you just constantly do, thinking you're gonna get different results. And you have to make up your bed with certain things, because if not, you're gonna keep coming back to it, and it's gonna keep fucking you up. You feel me? It's gonna keep you up at night. We're gonna talk about fear. I think moving with fear is like terrible. It's very terrible. Like me personally, in my life, I've dealt with a lot of dealings with fear. Like I've been in many situations where I've been scared, like a lot. So it's like dealing with that and understanding that that's the only thing that holds man back in his life is fear of whatever anything is. And that's what the enemy feeds off of. It's like, bro, like, there's no reason to be moving fearful. You still have to accept those things. You feel me? because we're exposed to all of it from the jump. Like, you know, this is a new channel. This is something new for me. I'm going to try to switch up the content. I'm going to try to make this shit a little bit more entertaining, and I'm going to get some feedback on what we want to talk about. And I might get some people to talk with me. You know, you never know. Little podcast situation. You never know. We're going to start it here. But I'm not going to say too much because this video was kind of up and down, roller coaster, kind of just rambling. But I'm going to try to get this shit right, you know? So, yeah, if you watching this, fuck with your boy. You feel me? Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Like, I'm cool. Come learn me, and I'm going to learn you. And maybe we can all be cool together one day. If you, whoever decides to watch this shit, whoever decides to, you know, fuck with your boy. But, yeah, peace and blessings. You know, do something good today. You feel me? Treat yourself good. Be patient with yourself. And I don't know. ALAAFIA, man. Fuck everybody.
Got my head on straight, I won't tell you nothing wrong. Most music about her, I ain't said nothing wrong.